Alright guys, so this is the next in a series of videos that I started a long time ago and then fell off. And that is basically trying to account for clearing the backlog of PSVR2 games that I've amassed. Um, Obviously I wasn't playing a lot during it being really hot. It's got a bit cooler recently. I've finished 3 games in the last week. Unheard of for me. So I actually finally finished Arcane Age, the main campaign. I haven't 100%ed it though. I've only got about 70% in total, according to the game stats. But I beat the final boss, completed the story missions. But there's other stuff you can go back in and complete, and I probably will do because it's just such a fun game to play. Just the gameplay mechanics, the traversal, the combat is amazing. It's just a really, really fun game. Nice to be in there. Beautiful graphics, everything about it is just great. So I'll probably go back in to do more of it and maybe try and 100% it, which I don't often do. I'm not a 100% a type of gamer. I don't go for platinum trophies, anything like that. But yeah, Arcane is just so fun and satisfying to be in that game world. So I might well do that. But yeah, the final boss of Arcane Age is spectacular. It is this huge creature. It's like all good bosses, got several different phases. And when I first got in there, I was like, how the hell am I supposed to damage this creature? But then it is actually quite quickly obvious what you need to do. There's obviously like highlighted bits on the boss that you need to sort of chip away at. And but yeah, so really satisfying to do that. Vitruvius, who made Arcane Age, I mean, that is a team that started off as 2 people. I think they ended up with 4 people on the team, but that's still like 4 people making that game is unreal. Like when you compare it to other games of any size team, it's just a massive achievement. So if you haven't picked it up yet, I believe it might still be on sale at the moment. I haven't checked before making this video, but if you haven't picked up Arcane Age yet and you got a PSVR 2, what are you even doing with your life? It's so good. So that's that one. 2 other much shorter, much more modest games that I've finished. The first one I'll talk about is Epyka. So Epyka is a very simplistic looking sort of, it's a quest game essentially. It's very simple looking, but it runs really smooth on the headsets. I'm pretty sure it's got a 90 hertz native frame rate, so it's very smooth. So the performance of it is pretty good. But it's a puzzle game essentially. It's very short. Like there are walkthroughs on YouTube for this game that are barely over an hour long. I think it probably took me about 2 or 3 because I like to play games quite slowly. Um, but yeah, very short game. So something I would certainly, if you're into puzzle games, it's a nice little jaunt. You know, it's pleasant enough to be in that world. The puzzles are not very difficult, but they are there to be done. Some of them are, obviously just ridiculously simple. There was 1 or 2 where I had to do a bit of thinking, which is what you want out of a puzzle game, I guess. Um, there was one puzzle in particular that I had to look up a solution for, though. And I don't know if I'd missed a hint, if I'd missed a clue about how to actually solve this puzzle. But it was getting through some door, and you had to align these orbs onto some tool that you've got. And I just couldn't figure out which orbs I was supposed to be picking. Like I couldn't find any clues as to the combination that I was supposed to be doing. And that's not a spoiler. That's just the nature of the puzzles. So, but yeah, very short game. I think in the entire length of the game, there might barely be double digits of puzzles that you're actually doing. Some are sort of situational, some are sort of well, they're all environmental, they're all situational, but some are sort of more involved, larger than others. There's a few like that. But yeah, sort of cartoony graphics. It tells this story of like the first human civilization, and such, and it's nice enough. It's nice enough, but I have to say, even though it was really short, there were points in it where I was bored. Uh, so I don't know. It's not great. If it's on sale, and you're mad on puzzle games, and you've run out of games, you know, you've completed all the other PSVR2 puzzle games, then it wasn't unpleasant to play. It was all right, but I can't say that I'd put it on any sort of recommendations list, to be honest. That's Epyka. Uh, yeah, so the other one, the third game that I finished recently, is Pirates VR, Jolly Roger. And this game's actually pretty good. I actually quite liked it. Again, it's quite short. I think I'd probably got about 5-6 hours out of it. I'm sure you can get through it quicker. I think there's walkthroughs on YouTube that people got through it in much shorter time than that. But I got about 5-6 hours out of it. Gorgeous graphics, I reckon. Yeah, beautiful worlds. You're outside to begin with, and it's a little bit on the blurry side. It's sort of, it reminds you a little bit of that sort of softness of Horizon, Call the Mountain sort of thing. But I don't find that a problem too much. I think this game world looks gorgeous. The graphics are good, I think. And you spend a short while outside before basically spending the rest of the game in caves and moving through. And it's sort of puzzle game essentially. There is combat as well though, which is actually, it's serviceable. It's not very deep, it's not very involved. You've got a gun, you reload it, you're shooting at skeletons, they're coming at you. It does what it needs to do, in far as the combat goes. But yeah, again, beautiful environments inside these caves, atmospheric, some good puzzles. There was one or two that I got stuck on for a short while, nothing too taxing, but enough to feel satisfying once you've got past them. So that's what you want out of a puzzle game, isn't it? So yeah, that was pretty good. Again, quite a short game, and I got that on sale as well. So that's the thing with these shorter games. I don't mind them. Every now and again, it's nice to have a little sort of palate cleanser in between bigger games that you might play. But the price has got to reflect the length of the game, isn't it? And so much effort goes into these games. Who am I to say what a game is worth in terms of the man hours it takes to create them? When you're only getting like a few hours out of a game, as a consumer, you don't want to be spending too much on it, do you? Especially if it's digital only, and you don't actually own it. Not that it would make much sense for these shorter games to come out on disc anyway. So I kind of get it in that regard. But yeah, so those are the three games that I've completed. Epyka wasn't really on my. In fact, both Epyka and Jolly Roger Pirates VR weren't technically on my backlog. That there's another 50-60 games, whatever, I need to get through on the hard drive there or in the library. But I bought them recently on sale. Jolly Roger I've been umming and ahhing over since it came out because I just like the look of it. Epyka, I literally just bought it because it was on a sale, and I thought, why not? So I can recommend Jolly Roger. Yeah, that's a good time. On sale, I think it's worth the money. And yeah, but Arcane Age, I shouldn't even need to. If you've got a PSVR2 already, you shouldn't need to be sold on Arcane Age. It is up there, top 5 on the platform. It's what VR is all about. They've just achieved so much, and I can't wait to see what that team does next. Hopefully a sequel. I mean, now that they've got that engine of Arcane Age, surely that is a huge part of the work done, so that they can then really expand on it. The size of the game in general, the length of it, the environments and stuff. Because one of the downfalls of Arcane Age, well, it's not really it's a realistic limitation given the size of the team, is the fact that the environments all look very similar. So you sort of you go from one enclosed section to another, and you sort of do what you need to do in that section, move on, kind of thing. It would be nice to play an Arcane Age style game where the levels are more sort of open and more sort of adventure-y. Yeah, you get me? Like branching paths, maybe hidden places, blah blah blah. There is hidden places in Arcane Age, but yeah, just basically they've got that engine now. It is good enough to stick with it and maximize the effort they can put into just blowing that up and just expanding on everything for a sequel, which is what I really hope they do. But yeah, that's it. That's 3 games that I've actually managed to finish in the last week. So pretty happy with that. What is next? I don't know. I keep putting off the scary games. I'll probably get around to those during Halloween season. So Madison, as amazing as it is, I have not got all the way through yet because I'm a wuss. But yeah, and Resident Evil 4 VR as well. I've still not finished that. So maybe I'll treat myself to some high-end AAA quality VR horror. When we get to the spooky season. But that's it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. In a bit, bye.